are listening to the Pathfinder Guru podcast, where we help you to become a greater leader. Join us as we take the Advent message to all the world in our generation. So, are you ready to become a guru in this ministry?
Attention. Welcome to the Pathfinder Guru podcast, and thank you very much for joining us. I hope that you're doing well and you are safe under the shadow of God's wonderful, wonderful wings. I am thankful for the goodness of the Lord, for what He has done for us in this wonderful year, 2023. And I know that as we are preparing one another for 2024, we are going to become leaders who are ready to serve, so that when all is said and done, all honor and glory may go to God. Trust and believe that once you put God in the picture in everything that you're going to do in the following year, each and everything will come to light. In today's episode, as we having a 7-day of giving leaders tips and tricks so that they can become better leaders in 2024, we are going to talk about how to be a friend of a Pathfinder. How can you be a friend of a Pathfinder as a leader? You know, one of the most wonderful things that Pathfinders love is leaders that are open and loving and who are just there for them, both emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And you need to be a leader that is like that. And sometimes it becomes difficult due to the age gap maybe that we have between us as leaders and pathfinders or adventurers. But once you are able to understand the things that we are going to talk about today, the things that we are going to mention and that are going to help you to focus on the things that matter, and once you deal with those things and grow in those things, you will close the gap and you'll be relevant to your pathfinders, because at the end of the day, that's all that we need. Once you are relevant to a pathfinder, you are relatable, and it becomes easy for him or her to be open to you, and you are able to share things together. Now, the first thing that you need to do in order to become a friend of a pathfinder is that you need to speak their language. Most of the time as leaders, we do not understand when they speak about things like FOMO, fear of missing out, or any abbreviation they use, or slang that they find on social media and what they use on a daily basis with their friends at school. You need to understand their language so that when you're talking to them, you are relevant to them and you are relatable to them. Everything that has to do with their language, how they speak, how they twist their words, be able to understand it and know it so that you do not feel left out in a conversation. You don't want to find yourself as you're talking to a pathfinder about something and he uses her own language, her own slang that they constantly use, and you get lost and you need to interrupt the conversation each and every time to say, what is this? What is this? What is LOL? And it becomes difficult. But once you understand their language, speak their language, things will become easier for you to become a friend of a pathfinder and draw them closer to you as a leader. Secondly, you need to stay up to date with trending things. We need leaders who are up to date, who are social friendly, who are online on TikTok, on Facebook, each and every platform, so that you are able to find out the things which are trending. Now, you don't necessarily need to post on those social medias, but you are utilizing those social medias to be able to understand what my pathfinders are watching, what are they listening to, so that when the following week comes in and say, did you hear that they spoke about this, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on TikTok? How do we feel about it? yo, guys, I don't think this is fair because we as women, we are not treated fairly in the workplace, and you are able to deal with that. But once you don't know what's happening, what was trending, it becomes a problem. Every challenge that they are doing on TikTok, you speak about the challenge. We're seeing people who are doing, females who are doing the ceiling challenge, for example. Is it okay for us to do that? And you're having a discussion with them. Oh, me, I will never do that to show off my body because my body is the body of Christ. You are also assisting them and directing them to God because you are relevant to whatever they are seeing, to whatever they are exposed to. You are able to bridge the gap so that you're able to hold them within the ministry of God. So do that. Have your social medias, be updated, don't be left out so that you can be part and parcel of a friend of a Pathfinder. Thirdly, be friendly. Be friendly, but not too friendly. As a leader, you are a leader. And it comes a point whereby there's no time for slang. There's no time for talking about trending things, but it's about to get to the business of the day. So you need to differentiate that, and they need to know that as much as they can be friendly and talk about anything with you, but there needs to be a full stop to say, okay, guys, let us start with today's work. Or guys, let us focus and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are showing them that I am friendly, but when it's time to discipline, I discipline. When it's time to do the work of God, we are going to do the work of God. When it's time for us to practice and do the Pathfinder fair games, and you need them to focus as they are tying the knots and practicing the knots, it is upon you as a leader to enforce that. To say, guys, no time for playing. The time for playing is over. You too, start doing this on knot. As you're doing this knot, you guys are going to check if the knot is correct. And the second people, please tell us, what is this knot used for? You're becoming serious. It's now time for learning and them being people who are ready to go to Pathfinder Fair and participate. So have these 3 things in mind when you want to become a friend of a Pathfinder. And I trust that once you do that, everything will come to light and you will be relevant to them. And they will understand that we have a cool leader. Thank you very much for joining us. But for now, you are dismissed.